Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we're working on a cranks no start 6.7 diesel. So let's figure out what's wrong with it, shall we? Whew. Alright, the trick to the 6.7 diesel starter is to remove the inner fender well, because it comes out above the frame rail through where the wheel well molding is. Alright, I'm going to leave the inner fender well off until I'm done working on this truck. Let's drop it down, hook up our batteries, and then I will put it up in the air, tighten up my last two bolts, and we'll see if this thing will start. It'll probably start. We'll see. Don't drop the lift on your tripod. That would be bad. Somebody didn't know how to change the battery. We spread those terminals out so we can get depth. Gotta get the terminals all the way down on the batteries, guys. Just need to make them tight enough to hold. Don't need to crank them down until they crush themselves. Just takes an extra minute to do it right. Just saying. But I'm finicky, I'll admit it. I want things to be a certain way. So I don't know if this truck was towed in or not. I'll find out. I know when I went out to start it, the batteries were low and it would crank, but then the starter bendix would give out. But it didn't sound like it was hitting on all cylinders. You could hear it skipping cylinders. But the starter's definitely bad, so we're sticking a starter in it at the customer's request. We originally looked at it and said, you know, it's got 190,000 miles on it. It's low on coolant, it's low on oil, it's got a massive oil leak, and you're telling us it's blowing smoke and not running right. Let's just put an engine in it and be done with it. That way it's one and done. You're down the road 3 years, no worries. No, can't do that. Okay, well, we need to start with a starter. So starter's in, let's fire it up. And then we'll see how bad the oil leak is and if it runs. And then we'll move forward. Better than it was. Not great, but something, I suppose. So one of the reasons we don't like to video what we're doing in the shop is because it's a distraction from doing the job. I literally just said I'm going to put the battery cables on, I'm going to lift it up, tighten up the bottom two starter bolts. Well, then I got distracted by the fact that none of the battery terminals had been installed correctly, so I made the adjustment to those. Then I forgot to tighten the lower starter bolts, so that's why it sounds funny. So I'm going to put the truck up in the air, tighten the starter bolts, and then we'll crank it over. So now you know what it sounds like when a starter is only held on with one tight bolt. It sounds a little funny. Let me fix that. It's okay to make mistakes. Just make sure you fix your mistakes before they leave the shop. Everybody's human. So that's the kind of stuff that happens when you've got distractions in the shop. Or a service manager coming out and saying, hey, can you do this oil change real quick? No, I can't. I'm trying to do something else right now. She's smoking, but she ain't stroking. Let's figure that out. All right, well, she cranks, but she won't start. She does have a engine code P2291, which is injection control pressure too low during cranking. So we got to figure that out, which means probably needs a high pressure fuel pump, but we'll see. That's not great. Why is the diesel fuel pink? Inquiring minds want to know. I bet that's why it's not running. Off-road diesel, maybe? Got some off-road fuel in her. It's awful white. Smells like diesel. Doesn't smell like DEF. Well, let's see what the filter looks like. This isn't looking promising for their fuel system. See if I can do this without wearing it. Filter's clean, like a strawberry milkshake. So we have pink diesel fuel. Normally, so like whenever we've seen diesel put in the DEF, it makes oatmeal. I've never seen pink in the fuel.
You put off-road diesel.
It's not what it is. Go look in that cup.
Okay.
It's like strawberry milkshake.
Yeah. Okay.
And it separates from the diesel.
Yeah.
You can see how it's. You can see the diesel's actually separated.
Oh.
So this is
That's
something
different.
I've never seen before. Something completely new I've never seen before. That's awesome. So
that's why it's not running.
clearly, it's not running on strawberry milkshake.
Did we ask him if he put anything in the fuel treatment or?
Well, the problem is, so these trucks are known for high pressure fuel pump failures, which take out the injectors if they're starved for fuel.
Okay.
So whatever this is going through it could very well have damaged the pump.
Right.
So even if we flush it and it starts running, more than likely we're going to see a failure because of the lack of lubrication. It may not be right away, but it may be within, it might be 6 months down the line. This truck's going to have a fuel system failure.
You may end up with.
I would guess. But we'll get it running and see what happens. But we're gonna have to flush the fuel system, and we may actually be able to
Figure out what that is.
I'm thinking we drop the tank down, we siphon out what's at the bottom because clearly they're separating.
Right.
So if we can siphon, just vacuum
That milkshake's going to be at the bottom.
pull as much milkshake out of it as we can, just to clean it out of the tank.
Technical term.
Yes,
Strawberry milkshake.
Strawberry milkshake. What caused your truck to fail? Strawberry milkshake.
I hate strawberry.
I hate it when I have strawberry milkshake in my fuel system. It's just not great. You ever had milkshake in your diesel?
Strawberry. You prefer strawberry or vanilla?
Do you like vanilla? Usually vanilla makes oatmeal though.
He said red, and I immediately thought.
It does look like transmission fluid with water. Huh. But that shouldn't be in the fuel system. It's a plastic tank. So we'll have to drop the tank, siphon out the strawberry milkshake. So we have repaired the starter, so now it actually cranks. We've charged batteries. That helped it actually crank better. Still not firing, making a little bit of smoke, but not firing the way it should. So I did a few tests. We have a high pressure rail code 2291 for rail pressure, inadequate rail pressure during cranking. So I was like, all right, well, let's check fuel filters. These trucks are known for fuel starvation from plugged fuel filters. It actually takes out the high pressure pump, which frags the injectors. So it may need a high pressure pump and injectors, but I wanted to do the fuel filters first to check them. And when I pulled the fuel filter out, it was kind of like strawberry milkshake, which is awkward. Never seen that. It kind of like Bruce mentioned, it looks kind of like ATF with water in it. It definitely is separating from the fuel, so that's good. So we're at the point with this truck where we got to call the customer, say, hey, you have a fuel contamination issue. We need to drop your fuel tank, clean any contaminants out of it, change your fuel filters, and then we'll be able to see if we can get fuel to the fuel rail and see if it builds pressure. If it builds pressure, great, it'll run. Hopefully we'll be able to pull it out of here, send him down his way. Downside of that is some fluid has been run through the fuel system and it may have already caused damage to the high pressure fuel pump and the injectors. We won't know that until we get fresh fuel going through the injectors. So that's where we're at. We'll let you know what happens if the customer lets us continue on. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe. See you on the next one.